Welcome to the Author Spotlight Show. Today we shine a spotlight on a remarkable woman whose story and insights fill the pages of her #1 best-selling book, Voices of the 21st Century: Wise Women Bringing Light to the World. The cover on this book features the lotus flower, representing the light and transformation this flower brings. The lotus flower blooms in darkness, a testament to its resilience and growth. Hi, my name is Gail Watson, founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association, and today I have the privilege of introducing to you an extraordinary woman, a visionary whose words not only leap off the page, but also dive deep into the heart of empowerment, resilience, and hope. Her journey is a testament to the strength found in vulnerability, the power of overcoming, and the beauty of rising anew, much like the lotus itself. So join us as we explore her unique contributions to this world, uncovering her wisdom she shares and the light that she brings into our lives. So please, let's welcome two-time best-selling author, Dr. Renee Bjork.
Thank you, Gail.
Welcome today, Renee. So excited to chat with you. And I have to say, reading your words, I could literally hear your excitement in your voice. You are the one person on this planet that when you speak with enthusiasm. You light up, you're animated, and you're so much fun. And I love the conversation that when you start off your story, it's a conversation with God. Um, and how you transform in terms of it's easy for you to love others, but sometimes not yourself. So let's get into your story and let's start off with what inspired you to share it.
So that's a good question. What inspired me to share it? I go on adventures with God. I think that in the past I was scared of people. I was scared of life. I was scared of my shadow. I made myself small and insignificant, and I was terrified, really. And I always had this this deep desire to know love, and I just really was like on purpose, like, okay, I want to know, love, I want to explore love. And then as I'm exploring, God takes me on an adventure, and he shows me, it's like, if you can imagine, before the beginning of time. Like, and here's God. He's like, Renee, come here. I want to show you something. Right. And it's like, whoa, okay, what God? Like, and so he said, oh, I want to create this place called Earth. What do you think? And he's asking me, what do I think? Right? What do I think? Like glee. I'm like, I total glee, total joy, total bliss. I'm like, I'm all on board for it, right? Okay, yeah. Ooh, good idea, God. He's like, do you want to go? I'm like, oh, I can't even speak because I'm so excited, right? And they said, you have everything you need for planet Earth, but I want to give you more. And he like reached up into the air and he pulled this unseen substance and he like deposited it in me. And he's like, "Ooh," and he's like, every time he did that, and he reached again and he pulled this unseen substance and he deposited it in me. And every time he did that, it was like he didn't, like, a surprise to him, like, oh, that's going to be really cool. Oh, I love what I just did. And he created me with love and for love and by love. And then, I mean, it's just a profound experience. So then I came to Earth and I had all these really interesting things happen. And I forgot. I forgot that he chose me. I forgot that I chose this. I forgot that I was an infinite being of light, because that's how he made me. He made me a love channel. I forgot. So that's how my story starts. That's how this is the awakening, the remembering. It's like that flower, that lotus flower. It's like it's asleep, and then in the darkness it blooms. And that's really what happened to me.
That's amazing. And again, I love your passion in that conversation. So you have this extraordinary experience, right? But you also talk about it was so easy for you to love others. As we could see, you just have that personality of loving on people, but not necessarily yourself. So as you wrote your story, and you share about that and talk about that, what is it that you want people to take away from it?
I think that in another adventure, right? And I'm a highly spiritual person, right? I'm an infinite being of light, and I'm on adventures with God all the time, right? He shows me things, he tells me things, we have fun. And so um, I was recently diagnosed with cancer. And before that, he took me on this adventure. He showed me how cancer falls out of people. And I was whoa, like God, cancer falls on me, showed me again and again and again. And I think I wrote that in that chapter, how cancer falls out of people. I'm like, whoa, this is like, whoa, over and again. And then he showed me cancer fell out. And as I'm taking this little drawer to the toilet to drop the cancer off, it's like it disappears. I'm like, oh God, what's this? And he showed me about the thought that the person had, the belief that the person had, really, about cancer and about, well, I feel, if I let go of cancer, then I, my kids aren't going to come and see me, or I'm not going to have, uh, I'm not going to have disability anymore. I don't like, so it's like taking the cancer, there's a payoff for that, right? So as I'm on this cancer journey, and like I wasn't in the least bothered by the diagnosis. I didn't really believe it. And I'm like, even though, the doctors in the medical field say, okay, this is the lab results. I still like, and it took me like 6 months before I started doing anything. And I'm like, okay, God, you showed me that cancer falls out of people. So it hasn't fallen out of me yet. So what is it? What is my part? Is there something that I'm holding on to, some belief that I'm holding on to that prevents me from, like, what's going to help me? What's it going to take for me to let go of cancer? And he showed me love yourself. So I'm like, okay, love myself. Okay, that's easy. And then, of course, it really wasn't so easy. So the adventure of learning to love yourself, and learning to love yourself is not the same as loving yourself. So
I was just going to say that when you were talking about, well, love yourself, but that almost sounds easier said than done. And the steps that you must have to go through to learn to love yourself in the way that you're talking about, you know?
well, in this, yes, and the steps we think practical, and I suppose in the maybe people think in general, if I just lose 5 more pounds, then I'll be good enough. If I just have enough money in the bank, then I'll be good enough. I mean, people could stand at I could stand getting an Olympic medal, and my head bowed, and they're putting the medal over me, and I'd be thinking, the next time I do this, right? Because had this, like, I wasn't good enough, like this emptiness in me that just really burned. I just like, it was like a hole. And, and I didn't, like, part of me was missing, really, is what it was. And so when I was talking to God and asking God, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? Why don't I love myself? And he told me, ask me a different question. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what? And he said, the universe, you always get the answers to the questions that you ask. Always. So ask me a different question. So here I am going, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And here's the world showing me something's wrong with me. And he's like, nothing wrong with you. Change your question. So that helped me to shift my paradigm and go, okay, what's it going to take to love myself? And then it's a whole different adventure. It's a whole different adventure.
Well, let's dive into that adventure then. I mean, you sound like you've mastered I am enough. I'm more than enough. So how does that show up in your world today?
I think I used to be when, how do we say, loving people from a place of emptiness is different than loving people from the overflow of love. And it seems like when you're empty, it's like you're just trying to love. Like, you do love people. I do love people, but it's like, it's just like the love is for everybody else. And then it's like I feel drained and exhausted in my own life because I haven't taken care of myself. I haven't nurtured myself. I haven't allowed myself to bloom. And the bloom comes from nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, honoring yourself, cherishing. Oh, oh, really cherishing yourself. Oh, I love that word. Really. And so how to, change my question. What's it going to take to love myself? And really, I feel so full and overflowing. I feel so excited about this new avenue in my life. And it's because, and that's where, and I told you initially, where God showed me this picture of healing cancer, right? Cancer falling out. Um, and it was really me standing next to somebody and loving on them. Just, and love, I want to say conquers all, but that's just such a conquer. It doesn't conquer it. It's just something that you allow, and it sweeps you away, and it's really who we are. We are love. We are love. That's who we are. We're love.
This is so beautiful, and your words are so beautiful. And I imagine that you're speaking to some people right now, listening to your words, who may be feeling loneliness or feeling that I'm not enough. And here you are with a cancer diagnosis, and you're saying, I'm overflowing. I'm overflowing. I want to give you this. I want to help. I want help you find that you're more than enough as well. So, Renee, we need to know where we can get a copy of your book.
You can get a copy of my book at iamrenee.com, and Renee is spelled Renae. So that's my website. I just put it up, and I'm really excited about it. And you can also email me, Renee at iamrenee.com.
I love that the name of your website. I am Renee. It's true ownership. I am. I am, and I am enough. I'm more than enough. Powerful, powerful message, I think, to really touch people's lives and touch people's hearts, and to bring unity, for people to bring love to themselves, and to enjoy themselves more. So I want to really thank you for sharing your story in such a personal way, because in it I know you share some other parts of your adventure that we have to read to find out. But just before we end our time here, could you leave us with some words of wisdom from you?
I just want to remind you and wake you up like the flower, like, right, your time is now. It's time to wake up. And you are an infinite being of light. And what's it going to take? Ask yourself, what's it going to take to step into the magic of my life and be that, be the infinite being to yourself.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And to bring that magic into your life. Thank you so much, Renee. Not for just sharing your story, but really, you bring your heart every single time. We have a conversation. And I've watched you interact with others. You're just so open and warm and welcoming. So if you're listening here today and you're touched by Renee's words, the first thing is get a copy of her book. Get several copies of her book by going to iamrenee.com. What a beautiful gift to give to someone else who may be hiding behind their smile, or maybe just hiding, and have those words really help them bring magic into their lives. So thank you again, Renee. Thanks for joining us and sharing your magic.
Well, I thank you, Gail, for inviting me and for the who you are in the world, a beautiful, bright light, and for the honor and privilege that I hear your voice. And whew, wow, I see the vibration like transform the planet just because you're here and you're expressing who you are, the creative genius, and allowing others, opening the door for others to be their creative genius. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. And I want to thank our listeners for joining us today. And wherever you are in this world, we hope you find a little bit of magic, and we hope you enjoy a great day. Thanks for showing up today.
Thank you.